This is just so frustrating that I have to do an angry rant. Xbox and PlayStation are wanting to fill their games with ads. Every billboard advertising movies. Every time you turn on the radio in a video game, it's got commercials for actual products. Or if you even just try and pick up a stupid drink, it's going to be some sort of branded product. They want to make sure that your eyeballs are filled with commercials every single second that you're playing one of their games. And to me, this is such a stupid and negative aspect of the gaming universe. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here. So please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to be taking a look at these new patents that have just been filed separately by both Sony and Microsoft. They're both experimenting with the same idea in slightly different methods, but basically they're wanting to make ads inside of PlayStation games. And also Xbox is doing something similar for free-to-play titles. Think of it something like this, where you're walking around in Grand Theft Auto and a billboard has an advertisement for an actual product. Not a funny thing, not some sort of theoretical joke. It is straight up just, hey, here is a product, please buy it. Now, in the patent itself, it's interesting because basically what's happening is they want to make this integrated advertisements. It's not going to be stuff where, when you clicked this video, there was probably an ad that played, or the way that, if you're watching TV, it shows a commercial break. They're not wanting to do that. Instead, the idea is, it sounds like they're just trying to make it so that if you are playing the game, if you're exploring, if you're going around the universe, you're just going to be constantly barraged by stupid advertisements. Now, here's what it is. So the platform holder is said to be currently testing a software program that would allow developers to create in-game ads ahead of their planned introduction later this year. The goal is for the ads to appear like they're part of the game, like digital billboards in sports stadiums, the report claims. Formats could include ads that give viewers rewards for watching the ads, promotions for in-game items like avatars and skins. Business Insider also claimed that Microsoft is cooking up similar plans. Stuff like this really gets under my skin as somebody that grew up poor and very, very broke and unable to afford games. Let's just assume that this is only free-to-play titles. Let's assume that this is only going to be for things like Fortnite and stuff. To me, this is still a negative aspect of gaming. I am frustrated. First and foremost, please do not defend this in the comments. I am so sick of people. I've actually seen people replying to my tweets already being like, well, PlayStation's got to make money. Xbox has got to make money. They have tens of billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars. Do they really need to put in tons of extra ad space to scrape together an extra couple million? My issue about this is that it really feels like it taints the aspect of video games. Let's face it, this is called escapism for a reason. It is about going from this world to another world. If I'm playing The Witcher, it's because I want to be Geralt and slay monsters and try and track down big old beasties. If I'm playing Final Fantasy, it's because I want to be a wispy guy who can throw magic around or just play some cards and stuff inside of that universe. I am sick of the fact that real world greed just gets sloppily laid on top of good art. Remember when we actually were having that debate when we were just talking about the fact that are video games actually art? Well, this basically says they're not. This is not supposed to be cool and interesting and different. It's just supposed to be more ways to make cash. Now, this is a separate patent I've seen people sharing around a lot. This is a real thing that PlayStation has developed, but I don't think this is coming about. This was actually filed in 2012, so 10 years ago they came up with this idea, and it makes it where while you're watching an ad, it does not end until you have to say the name of the product. So you have to watch the commercial, and in this case, you say McDonald's for it to go back to your TV show. I don't think there's any way that they're going to go this far with the idea of this stupid ad integration stuff. It's going to be more of native advertising, which to me, in a way, almost feels more insidious. Because to me, this seems to focus the most on broke gamers. And to me, I hate that because I grew up extremely broke. I hate the idea that poor people who can't afford a subscription model and stuff, because this does sound like it's mostly focused towards the free-to-play games. I bet if you buy the Battle Pass, it's going to turn the ads off. But if you don't have whatever premium fee you have to pay, it's going to make it where everything is going to just be a stupid barrage of integrated advertising everywhere. I hate the idea of driving down the street in a game and having actual stupid commercials for Pizza Hut or Taco Bell saying, oh, let's make our quirky jokes about Get to the Bell. The reason this kind of annoys me is because as somebody that grew up poor, one of the things I used to do is my friends, when they got tired of a game, this is my dirty old CD book. This is from when I was a child. This is real. This is ancient. Inside of it, when my friends beat a game and got tired of it, if they thought it sucked or wasn't their thing, they would give it to me. So inside of this is actually tons and tons and tons of just random games. Here's a Netflix Dicks for Wii. Like, here's Dark Souls 2. It's just whatever games over the years that people would play and get tired of, they would give to me, and I'd put it in my booklet. Look, actually, Soul Calibur 2. Now, the point of this, my story here, is the fact that video games are supposed to be for everyone. I will die on this hill forever. I hate when people say stuff like, "Oh, video games are just for the rich. This is not a broke man's hobby." I feel like it can be. There should be these different tiers of video games where if you want the biggest premium experience, PlayStation is releasing a lot of $70 products. I think we all realize the fact that PlayStation doesn't mind dropping big expensive stuff. But with Game Pass, people are able to play games on Xbox for just $10 a month. It's weird to me that we're trying to just make it where that we assume that every free-to-play game has to be treated like a mobile game. It's got to be filled with ads and stupid clickbait and annoying garbage that's objectively going to hurt the experience. When people actually say, and this makes me just get so mad, there are these dudes that keep being like, well, this is the future of video games. We should get used to it now because this is where video games are going to go. No, shut the hell up. Why are people being so accepting of this very obviously negative measure? Like, if you care about video games, you should care about the standard retail model. What I mean by that is that, you know, the way that things have worked for the last 30 years, you buy a game, you like it, this makes enough money, they make another game. There's not this stupid thing like they didn't try and sell you a pre-order bonus for Chrono Trigger. They didn't try and make all sorts of hidden stuff where you'd have to swipe your credit card to unlock the ultimate weapon. You bought the game. It made them enough millions of dollars that they funded the next game. Now, some people would say, oh, that's an outdated business model. I hate that video games, as we go more and more into this digital spot, everything has to be monetized. Every costume, every cool unlock, every cheat code. Remember when you used to just press buttons to actually get a cheat code? Now, a lot of times that's the microtransactions. Oh, you want the infinite rocket launcher right at the start in the Resident Evil 2 remake? Okay, well then pay $2. That's a real thing. You can buy the unlocks right at the beginning of the game for a tiny extra fee. And they're doing this because they know that all that matters is getting you to pay up front. Additionally, what makes this so insidious, in my opinion, is the fact that it does feel like this is just a methodology to burn out gamers faster. There have been some stats that were released that a lot of people will play a game pretty heavily for the first month, and then obviously they drop off. After a couple weeks, they get bored of the game, they beat the game, they do the side quests, and they move on. It feels like this is some sort of effort to make it where when people go back to check out a game, or if people just try something casually, they are immediately monetized. This is an attempt to cast the widest net for the biggest profit, and it's preying upon you. I guess more and more I'm annoyed in a more abstract sense about the fact that advertising is just our existence now. It doesn't matter what we buy. It doesn't matter what we participate in. All that matters is that you keep looking at the ads. As long as you keep participating, they're gonna keep doing it. Like, even Netflix is talking about bringing in an ad model where you can pay a lower fee each month to actually get ads played in the middle of your shows. I hate that this is what things have become. Remember when video games were just video games? Remember when you played a game from start to finish? It was a complete product. It didn't need 15 patches. It didn't require always online integration. I'm mad. I'll be honest. I'm very, very mad about this. Sony, I made this joke and some people didn't like it, but I said, Sony, if you put ads in the middle of your games, I swear to God, I'm going to become a Pokemon YouTuber and never touch your stuff again. Sony, don't do this. Xbox, don't do this. I know I keep saying Sony, but both Microsoft and Xbox are doing this. And if it becomes profitable enough, you're going to see it all over Steam. Maybe Nintendo will even jump on board, but who really knows? Well, tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think about these stupid ads? Please tell me your thoughts, the goods and the bads, and please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. This is outlandish. I cannot believe this is the future I grew up to be in. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.